All right, so back again. Welcome back to the Wanneroo channel. So we did a video previously on the solution that we use for wet tumbling. So those 45 ACP cases that I put in that solution, it's now been an hour 45 minutes, and it's time to basically sort it out in terms of what we need to do to get the cases basically rinsed, get rid of the stainless steel pins, and then also get it dried. So we've got our case here, our tub here, there are cases in it, it's all foamy and a mess and all that. So I'll do the best I can to film this, but basically we're going to get all the stuff out of here, and probably I'll have to do it in two different batches. Basically we're going to pour it into here, and we're going to use one of these rotary hand tumblers to basically get rid of our stainless steel pins. So that's the plan. So the first thing I'm going to do though is basically go outside, get rid of this excess water right here, and then I'll come back in and we'll start with that. All right, so back again. So we got rid of the excess water, and then now I have basically a pump sprayer right here with distilled water, because again, like I mentioned in the first video, I prefer not to use well water, city water, whatever, that might have other contaminants in it. So we're just going to use straight up H2O. A lot of folks might be, well, that's an extra cost, whatever. If you're using a pump sprayer like this, you'll find at the end of the day, a little bit goes a long way. So you're not going to need gallons and gallons of distilled water. So it's not really anything to worry about. So anyways, so I just get rid of the excess suds and stuff before we do the rotary tumbling, and I can see a lot of the stainless steel pins and all that in there. So I'm just getting rid of some of the extra foam suds also to that solution that we had going on there. So just going to start with a bit of this, giving it a nice little wash, getting it nice and rinsed there. And then once I get some of this excess off here, then I'm going to go ahead and start rotating it with the tumbler, because I want to get rid of those pins now. I can still see some of the pins there in the cases. So basically we'll get that centrifugal action going and get rid of those pins, and the pins will just fall right through the slats here. That one has a lot going on there. That's a lot of pins. Okay, so it's kind of my process with that. That won't be the only time I do it. I'll just keep doing that until basically all the suds are gone, and I'm convinced that the brass is thoroughly rinsed through the solution and there's no excess solution on the brass. Okay. So now I won't bore you with too much of this, but basically we're just going to give this a good turn. And essentially I'm just going to do that enough times until I get rid of those stainless steel pins. I'll open it back up, I'll check it, and I'll keep rinsing until we get to a point where the brass is totally rinsed. I don't see any more suds, I don't see any more stainless steel pins, and then we're going to put it in our brass dryer. Okay, so we went ahead and finished rinsing, and also running the tumbler a number of times to try to get the excess water off. So we basically made sure that we rinsed everything good. There's no excess suds or anything like that. Nice clear water on the brass, and the brass is looking pretty good. So this is our end result right here, all nice and clean on the inside, all nice and clean in the primer pocket there. Let's have a look at another one. Nice and sparkling clean, no residue in there at all. Nice and clean on the inside. Get this other light here. Nice and clean. Nice and clean primer pockets. We'll just take another one randomly. Super clean primer pocket. Look at that, sparkling inside. So the one benefit too with getting your brass nice and clean like this is it's much easier to identify defects and especially with rifle brass, where I've even identified splits that I might have missed otherwise. So me, I like to kind of return my brass to looking basically factory. It just kind of starts you back at a zero baseline. And again, it's just easy to identify if there's any issues at all with the brass. So I'm just picking up pieces randomly here. Basically all those primer pockets nice and clean. The solution did the job. The stainless steel pins did the job. None of that excess dust and crap from doing the dry tumbling. So wet tumbling is much better. So anyways, we're going to get this now into our dryer, and we should be set and all good to go. So hope you all enjoyed the video on that. Nice little quick video there in terms of how I clean my brass and the end result that I get. And that's what I have found through trial and error of what actually ends up working well. And so I'll run this in the dryer for about an hour, and then we should be good to go. Perfect new brass to start loading with. So all good. All right, thanks everyone for watching. You know, I appreciate all the likes and the shares and the subscribes and the comments. So keep it coming, and more new content coming soon. Thank you.
Oh yeah, look at that perfection. Nice and sparkling clean. Oh yeah, looking good.